Dankeschön für alles. Brandenburg, Grünheide und Deutschland. I'll go to English. So I'm incredibly excited to hand over the first production cars from our incredible team here at Giga Berlin Brandenburg. This is a great day for the factory, and it's. I'd just like to thank everyone who helped. Thank you very much. It really made a very big difference, and to the community. And Tesla will make sure that this is a gemstone for the area, for Germany, for Europe, and for the world. It's going to be. Every vehicle that we make will be another step in the direction of a sustainable energy future.
Und eben auch diese Entscheidung, eine nagelneue Automobilfabrik in diesem Land zu errichten, eine richtige Entscheidung und ein Zeichen für den Fortschritt und die Zukunft der Industrie. Wir brauchen globalen Wettbewerb und keine Deglobalisierung. Das geht schief.
Amazing, guys! This is absolutely huge. Okay, I didn't use.
Elon Musk busted out his signature dance moves on.
I didn't use YouTube for some time, so let me get used to it again. I don't know if that will be needed because they will close it anyways here. But when I can use it, I will always use it, guys. So this is really amazing news. Berlin has been announced. The opening of Berlin has been announced yesterday, and Elon Musk actually came to the Giga Berlin factory, and this is just an amazing news. It's an emotional moment, a moment for us Tesla investors. And we love this company. We became a family. We became a real community, and I feel this ever since I've been invested in Tesla from 2017. It's not only about making profits, although you need to make profits for the idea of the sustainable transport and to be viable. So this is an amazing moment, and it's in like 2 to 3 weeks we will have an opening in Austin, and Tesla is just getting bigger and stronger and more efficient with days to come. Making the electric cars, making the best batteries, making the chips for the autonomous, making the AI for the autopilot, making the Tesla bot, and this is just a really emotional moment and a fabulous time to be living in and to invest in such people and teams. A company such as Tesla and people like Elon Musk and teams like the Tesla team, which are surrounded by can be surrounded and gathered and put together by a leader such as Elon Musk. This is truly amazing. So guys, let's play the Elon Musk to Tesla factory workers speech. It has a lot of details which are very interesting. Why for example Tesla will not produce other cars as of now, and why they are not looking as of this year to be investing in other gigafactories. All these answers Elon Musk will give us in his speech. Listen to every word. In any case, that's what we do when Elon Musk speaks. We listen to every word. See you, my friends. Let's check it out.
Ich liebe dich. Schön, dass okay, guys. Schön, dass ihr alle da seid. Heute haben wir die ersten Autos und unsere Kunden ausgeliefert. Was für ein Meilenstein. Vor circa 2 Jahren haben die Bauarbeiten angefangen. Jetzt stehen wir vor der fertigen Fabrik und wir produzieren. Danke für alle eure harte Arbeit, die das hier möglich gemacht hat. Exactly. So, thank you for all your hard work, which has led to this great day. It was amazing to see how excited the customers were to receive the cars. It was just super good vibes. I think it bodes very well for the future of Giga Berlin Brandenburg. I think it's worth remembering that every car that we make is a step in the direction of a sustainable future. Yeah, the thing about this factory and the cars that we make is that it gives people hope about the future. And it's very important to have reasons to be excited about the future, because often people are depressed or sad about the future because they think it won't be good. But what we're doing here is with every car we make, with every battery we make, we're making the future better. What you're doing really matters. It makes a difference. I'm sort of working on the master plan part 3, and it's huge. Yes, it's gonna be good. But a huge part of that is scaling to high volume. So in order for us to really affect the world in a positive way, because we get a lot of press, we get a lot of attention, but if you say how many vehicles have we made as a percentage of total vehicles in the world, because there's 2 billion vehicles in the world, well, so far we've actually are well below 1%. We're not even 0.5%. So it's essential for us to really affect the future in a positive way. We have to make a lot of cars. That's the only way. So, and this was that's why we call it a gigafactory. It's very big. We're starting off with the Model Y, but we're going to do a number of exciting additional vehicles here. And so I think this overall is just going to be a center of excellence for sustainable energy in general, and it's really going to help the world. So, I look forward to doing it with you. Once again, thanks for everything. So yeah, if you guys have some questions or something,
How much do you love us?
Okay.
You said when everyone wants an electric car, that's like something to
Oh wow, okay. I was younger then. Yes.
You said you will double every time to the superchargers, and you did.
Yes. Well, great thanks to the Supercharger team for enabling long-distance travel. It's very impressive work that the Supercharger team has done. So I'd like to give them a hand as well. It's in addition to the work that we do here, we also inspire and encourage the rest of the industry to go towards electrification. And I think it's fair to say that without Tesla, without the work that the Tesla team has done, that the rest of the industry would not be moving so quickly towards electrification. So And that's also why we open sourced our patents. You know, we made our patents freely available to the other car makers because it was the right thing to do. No other company has done that, as far as I know. And it's just, you know, we really, at Tesla, really try to do the right thing, you know? And, you know, we want to be a company that you can believe in your heart and soul. And in order to do that, we must be the company that does the right thing. So, I love you guys too. So, I don't know, if anybody's got some questions, you can sell it out or something. Oh yeah, okay. So, when is Tesla going to South America and maybe some other markets? We definitely want to go to the world. The challenge we have right now, it's a high-class problem, but the orders we have are well in excess of our production. So sometimes people will say, why aren't you in all these other markets? And why don't you make all these other different versions of the product, like different cars? Like, where's the Tesla semi-truck and the Cybertruck and the, you know, Roadster and other things? But the challenge we have, it's a good challenge, is that our orders far exceed our production. So, which is, you know, a high-class problem. But we need to have our production get to the point where it exceeds our current orders, and then it makes sense to expand to additional markets and to have additional products. Because if we add complexity but we don't add volume and we don't add production volume, then we've not actually done anything more. Because the good is a function of how many vehicles we're able to make. So as we are able to ramp up production and satisfy demand in our existing markets, then we will expand to other markets, and we will also add additional products. So, and I think, you know, last year there were a lot of supply chain challenges with chips. Everyone knows about the chip shortage. And then this year there's still some chip shortages. And then next year will be, I think, probably a challenge with total battery production. And then certainly if you start going like 2-3 years out, it's all about total, how many gigawatt hours of battery are produced. That will be the limiting factor. And then going even further down into the supply chain, what is the rate at which battery materials are being mined and refined? And obviously we want to do that in an ethical and environmentally sensitive way. So that in the long grand scheme of things is how many terawatt hours of battery can be produced per year. Our rough calculation is that it's about 300 terawatt hours is needed to transition the world to a sustainable energy economy. There's a lot of batteries, basically. So we want to try to do as much of that as possible, and I think we're actually doing a pretty good job. Like, we're, you know, growing by, I don't know, 70-80% a year on average, and maybe even faster than that in the future. So yeah, so that's, I think, the answer to why not more markets and why not more products. I'm gonna get cooked by the sun, by the way. I'm not very sunproof. Yeah, sure. So in terms of what am I most proud of? Well, I think I'm most proud of the amazing work done by the Tesla team to scale to scale at the rate that we're scaling, and make compelling products that people love. I mean, you know, you think about it, how many products can you buy that you really love? It's so few, you know? And it'd be great if people made more products that you love. And Tesla is a rare company that actually makes products you love and makes people's, that they brings them joy every day. That's great. And if you look at our rate of growth, Tesla is the fastest growing company in history that makes a large manufactured product. So the next fastest, I think, was the Ford Model T, like that was 100 years ago. And we're actually growing faster than the Ford Model T, which is crazy. So, yeah. So, yeah. Will it be green? Yeah, we have. with respect to colors, which colors will be available from this factory? Colors are always a challenge because when you think about colors, you don't need to manufacture it, but you also need to service it and fix it for like 20 years. So it's like, man, that's well, you got to think about, man, what are we going to put the service team through, managing all these colors. So we have to be careful with total number of colors. But we obviously are going to make some special colors here because, and it's more than just the color itself, but it's the layers of paint in order to get the dimensionality. So, so we're going to make a really special red, which I think, I don't know, probably a lot of people have seen. Yeah, kind of like that, yeah. It's like a 13 layer, 13 layers of paint. You want to have the layers give you dimensionality and give the different, it makes the color look deep and complex. And then we'll also have a silver that's also, I think not as many layers, like maybe 8 or something, but it's still going to be really special. It's sort of like a kind of a liquid silver, and like a deep red, I don't know, deep complex red. So we're going to make it, starting off with, well, not soon, in a few months, we'll make the special sort of deep dark red and sort of quicksilver, They'll be really cool. They'll be like the best color. I think they'll be the best paint on any production car that's not like made for like a show or something like that. And it's you have to design the paint shop especially for, because if you're going to do 13 layers, you've got to have 13 steps. So it's very difficult to retrofit a paint shop. You have to design it in from the beginning. And that's one of the things that, oh, thank you. Well, I don't think we're going to be using graphene, but we will use graphite. So there's plenty of that. Graphite's just carbon basically, so in a special form of carbon. But yeah, I think the battery materials, for long range it'll be a nickel-based cathode. The cathode is really the important part. They all have lithium, and lithium's only like 2% of the cell. So. Nickel will be the one for long range, which is currently what we're using. And then for standard range, it would be iron phosphate. And I think there's an interesting potential for manganese. And the important thing is, like, if you look at very large scale, you have to say, okay, we need tens of millions of tons. It's like, or maybe hundreds of millions of tons ultimately. And so the materials that are used for batteries at very large scale must be common materials. If they're not common materials, you can't scale. Well, graphene, I know everyone loves graphene, but it's, maybe we'll use it at some point, but graphene is a difficult thing to make, but even graphene is made of carbon. So, anyway, the fundamentals of scaling batteries are just say like how many millions of tons can be produced and produced in an ethical and environmentally good way, and I'm confident that we can scale to global volumes using iron phosphate and manganese cathode, and then a nickel cathode for long range. So. It's FSD Beta Europe. Yes, so FSD Beta Europe, I think we're getting to a point where the FSD Beta is very good in the US, and we're later this week expanding to Canada, and then I think we'll be ready to show it to regulators in the EU. I don't know, maybe in 2 or 3 months. But then we've got to do quite a lot of work for all the special case situations in Europe. And the roads, as you know, if you've driven around Europe, the roads vary quite a lot by country. I mean, maybe the EU, but the road rules are, and the way the lines are painted, and it's different. And then you've got to recognize all the different languages. It's quite difficult to do full self-driving in Europe. It's much more complex than, say, the US or Canada. Yeah, no, there's a lot of little tricky things. The rules are not the same, you know, but I think probably we can start doing beta maybe later this year, I think, in Europe. Yeah, depending on regulatory approval. Yeah, it's like things are a little different in the US. Like in the US, things are legal by default. And in Europe, they're illegal by default. So, you know, so we have to get approval beforehand. Whereas in the US, you can kind of do it on your own cognizance, more or less. So, sorry? Well, I guess the next target is really, you know, to really scale production this year, and you know, try to make as many cars as we can. We want to complete development of the Cybertruck and be ready for production next year. Hopefully have enough battery pack capability to start the Tesla semi truck, the heavy truck. Hopefully complete engineering of the Roadster, the new Roadster. And then there's some future projects that are also pretty important. There's also stationary storage, new versions of the Tesla Solar Roof, you know, Powerwall 3. There's a lot of things. So we have a very exciting product pipeline. Yeah. Okay, maybe one or two more questions. Yeah. Love you too. Well, it makes me happy to see you guys happy, I have to say. Sorry, the which? I might know, but I'll get it. I'll track it down. That's plan 3, exactly. All right, last question. Sure. Well, best case scenario. I suppose 10. You know, I think it's aggressive, but not impossible that we could do 20 million cars in 10 years. So, and that would be a good number because there's 2 billion cars and trucks in the world that are in active use. So 20 million would be then 1% of global the global fleet per year. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, guys. Love you.